Sit back, relax, and enjoy our fall travel show, showing our upcoming tours. December 29th, fly to sunny California to experience what may be the most colorful New Year's celebration around, the Rose Parade. This is an independent tour in cooperation with Landmark Tours. Join us for our Best of Texas tour, February 12th through 25th. We'll visit such sites as the National World War I Museum and Memorial, which was designated by Congress the official war memorial and museum for World War I. Enjoy the serenity of the Precious Moments Chapel, a chapel with colorful murals inspired by the Precious Moments figurines. At the Oklahoma City National Memorial, you'll visit the garden, pool, and sculptural memorial commemorating the victims of the 1995 building bombing. A visit to the Sam Houston Memorial Museum is dedicated to the life and times of General Sam Houston. Enjoy watching those playful dolphins on a Baywatch dolphin tour. Enjoy free time to enjoy Galveston Harbor. At the NASA Johnson Space Center, get a behind-the-scenes look at human space exploration. Visit the Alamo, which is a fortress and a monument to Texas history, with a museum, artifacts, gardens, and more. Step aboard a river cruising barge for an exciting and entertaining narrative of the rich history of the San Antonio River. Visit the Tower of the Americas. It's a 750-foot landmark with an observation deck. Spend some time at Magnolia Market, made famous by the show Fixer Upper. Visit the Texas Ranger Hall of Fame. It's a state-designated official historical center about the famed Texas Rangers. In Tyler, Texas, experience the Tyler Rose Museum and Gift Shop. It's a museum dedicated to the local rose industry and Texas Rose Festival. In Dallas, experience the Sixth Floor Museum and the Daly Plaza area. Visit the Stratica History Museum in Hutchinson, Kansas.
We're the only one in the Western Hemisphere that you can actually go into a salt mine and tour. That is not something that is generally offered. You're arriving 650 feet under the Kansas Prairie. Temperature is 68 degrees, and in the museum area, 40 to 45% relative humidity year-round. We're a museum that you can touch some items, you can watch some items, and you can experience some of the items. The other business in the mine is underground vaults and storage. We cannot take you to their facility. It's very secure for their clients, but they do have an exhibit for you to come and see. They store predominantly for Hollywood, lots of movies, television series, and for this exhibit, they've been able to procure costumes, props from Hollywood. This one happens to be from Charlie's Angels. This was the fire suit for Cameron Diaz. Total mine darkness is when there is no light to allow your eyes to focus. They continually try to focus. And we do that so that people get an idea of what it would be like to be a miner and to lose their power, their light source, whatever. A true miner can find their way out of the mine in the dark by following the floor pattern and the patterns on the wall. I'm not there. I would need some help.
So join us for our Best of Texas tour, February 12th through 25th. Our Arizona tour will bring you some great sightseeing as well as warm temperatures. You'll see the beautiful Garden of the Gods, the petrified forest and painted desert, the Grand Canyon. Take a pink Jeep tour in Sedona. Visit Montezuma Castle. So join us on a beautiful adventure to Arizona. Head to spring training and watch the Minnesota Twins as they prepare for the upcoming season. This package is an independent package and you stay in Fort Myers. We have group space reserved on an 8-night Eastern Caribbean cruise. From Fort Lauderdale, you visit such ports as the Dominican, St. Thomas, St. Martin, St. Kitts, and Nevis. Join us for our Washington, D.C. and New York City tour, which is always a favorite. You'll see such sites as the Gettysburg National Memorial, Mount Vernon, the Library of Congress, and the Supreme Court. Be spellbound by the changing of the guard at Arlington National Cemetery. Be humbled by the exhibits at the Holocaust Museum. Visit Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Enjoy the bright lights of New York City and the stunning 911 Memorial and the Statue of Liberty and so much more on this iconic tour to Washington, D.C. and New York City in March. Join us as we travel to Branson and Eureka Springs, April 21st through 26th.
In the middle of the Ozark Mountains, there is a college. A college that's a little different. A college where Christianity and patriotism are as important as academics. A college where hard work isn't just appreciated, it's expected.
A guided tour gives us a look at this college where every full-time student works at a campus job to help to pay their expenses.
Coming to Sight and Sound Theaters in Branson, Missouri.
This man has lived in darkness, but today he will see the light.
Who exactly is he?
I heard he's merely the son of a carpenter.
Experience the greatest rescue story of all time as it comes to life on stage. Jesus, live on stage at Sight and Sound Theaters in Branson, Missouri.
Springs, America's Victorian Village, the place that Robert Ripley of Ripley's Believe It or Not called one of the 10 most unusual cities in America. Join us as we see and learn about Eureka Springs, up close and personal, as we ride slowly through the beautiful and charming historic district in one of our open-air trolley-style trams.
Enjoy the serenity, inspiration, and beauty at the Precious Moments Chapel and Gardens. So mark your calendar for spring, April 21st for Branson and Eureka Springs. And this year, travel southwest and go the best. Join us for our Holland Tulip Festival, May 12th through 16th. In Janesville, Wisconsin, enjoy the award-winning Rotary Botanical Gardens before arriving at your hotel for the evening. Welcome to beautiful Holland, Michigan. We begin our day with a visit to the Windmill Island Gardens, featuring a 250-year-old Dutch windmill and over 100,000 tulip blooms. It's a perfect beginning to the Holland Tulip Festival tour. You'll visit the Holland Museum and Dutch galleries. You'll learn the story of Holland, from its founding by Dutch immigrants to today's community. For your evening dinner, you'll enjoy some wonderful Dutch cuisine. Be entertained by your costume guide as we take a guided tour of Holland. Enjoy the Tulip Time Parade, where you'll enjoy reserved seating for the best views. See a spectacular array of tulips at the Veldeer Tulip Garden. Then it's off to the De Klump Wood Shoe and Delft Factory to browse the famous hand-painted Dutch pottery, wooden shoes, or other 800-plus items from around the world. Your dinner tonight will be aboard an old-fashioned Victorian-style paddle wheel boat for a dinner cruise. As you begin to make your way home today, we'll stop in Delavan, Wisconsin at the Dancing Horses Theater for lunch and a show, as well as a backstage tour. Your last evening out on tour, you'll have an included dinner and enjoy a wine tasting. Your Michigan Tulip Festival concludes, but you've got memories of the beautiful flowers, food, and fun that you enjoyed on this Michigan Tulip Festival tour. Join us for our first mystery tour of the year, May 21st through 27th. Don't ask, we can't tell. us on our Grand Alaska tour. It's an adventure of a lifetime. We have departures going from May to September.
Day 1, your flight will take you directly into Anchorage, where you'll have an opportunity to relax before your Grand Alaska Land Tour begins. Your hotel shuttle will provide you with transfers, or there is an optional meet and greet available.
Bordered by Canada and the icy waters of the North Pacific and Arctic Oceans is the U.S. state of Alaska. The city of Anchorage lies in the mountainous south and is home to around 40% of all Alaskans. Alaska, the Great Land, the Last Frontier, apt names for one of the most extreme places on the planet. This is a land of endless beauty, immense riches, and epic horizons. Purchased from Russia in 1867 for around 2 cents per acre, Alaska is the largest state in the USA and one of history's greatest bargains. At the height of summer, the city of Anchorage basks in an incredible 22 hours of sunlight, with the sun's face barely dipping below the horizon. Alaska's first peoples tell of a great raven who scattered the stars, moon, and sun into the sky. So even when the long winter comes, the sky is never completely dark. A gateway to the surrounding wilderness, Anchorage is a warm and inviting base where you can rest and resupply between outdoor adventures. And you don't have to go far. The city is nestled snugly against the immense Chugach State Park.
Day 2, you'll enjoy an included local city tour of Anchorage, featuring the historic downtown area, Lake Hood, the Alaska Native Heritage Center, and Earthquake Park to learn about the 1964 earthquake. Later, you'll travel south along the scenic Seward Highway to the port town of Whittier. Upon arrival into Whittier, you'll board your marine vessel for a beautiful journey through Prince William Sound to the city of Valdez.
Alaska has more coastline than the rest of the United States combined, some of it the most dramatic in the world. Taking a half or full day glacier and wildlife cruise is the most affordable way to see it. You'll see more marine wildlife than you've probably seen in your life. Harbor seals and sea otters churning up the waters, seabirds swirling above cliffs with their deafening chatter, and 2,000-pound sea lions hauled out on rocks. You may see Dall's porpoise that can cruise as fast as your boat, or humpback or orca whales. Glittering blue icebergs fill the bays, and 13,000-foot snow-capped peaks rise right out from the water's edge. Suddenly, you hear a distant rumbling. You turn just in time to catch one of nature's most dramatic sights. A house-sized block of ice shearing off a tidewater glacier and crashing into the ocean. The waters of coastal Alaska are as pristine as they were 1,000 years ago. Exploring it from the comfort of a glacier and wildlife cruise is an unforgettable way to experience the unchanged call of the wild.
Day 3, you board the motor coach for a journey north to the largest city in the interior, Fairbanks, known to Alaskans as the Golden Heart City. The route takes you along the Wrangell-St. Elias National Park, the largest park in the U.S., and the Trans-Alaska Pipeline.
You'll learn how the gold rush affected Alaska's interior on a sightseeing tour with an included visit to the Museum of the North. Time will be available for shopping, walking, or dining. Then you'll cruise the Chennai River aboard a grand steering wheeler and travel back to the time when traditional riverboats plied the waterways of Alaska's interior in the 1800s. Tonight, you take in a salmon bathe.
Day 5, you ride the motor coach south to Denali National Park Enjoy an afternoon of exploring this pristine area at your leisure by participating in a complimentary Park Service activity or an optional tour. There are many to choose from, including mild or wild river rafting, flight scene, a jet boat safari, or a visit to an Iditarod Champion award-winning dog kennel. Day 6, you travel deep into Denali National Park on the Tundra Wilderness Tour and search the vast wilderness. This 6 to 8 hour journey is narrated, allowing for insight into the animals, flora, and fauna of this spectacular region. Remember to keep your eye out for bear, moose, or Dall sheep.
Welcome to the Denali, Alaska channel. Whether you have plans to go into Denali National Park or you're just thinking about it, we'd like to share with you some of the things you can expect to see along the way.
The route to this unforgettable experience is the 90-mile Denali Park Road. The journey is magical, since private cars aren't allowed past Savage River at mile 14. This first stretch is rich with moose. You can also get out and hike. The Savage Riverside Trail is one of the few developed walking routes inside the park, boasting an explosion of gorgeous wildflowers and the sweet smell of spruce. 70 minutes in, you'll cross the rushing Teklanika, a classic braided river. You'll find some of Denali's best hiking along these river bars. As you climb out of this valley towards Sable Pass, be on the lookout for Dall sheep, grizzlies, and caribou, which are often seen here. Perhaps the most scenic stretch of the park road lies 2.5 hours in, where it claws its way through the rust and chocolate-colored cliffs of Polychrome Pass. On a clear day, Mount McKinley comes into dramatic view as you round Stony Overlook at mile 62. As you approach Wonder Lake, McKinley dominates the landscape like no other mountain on Earth. 7 miles away, the park road ends in the settlement of Kantishna, set on the banks of Moose Creek. A century ago, this area buzzed with 2,000 feverish gold seekers who endured any hardship in their quest for instant wealth. Signs of history still remain. But today, Kantishna is best known as an enclave of secluded wilderness lodges tucked deep within Denali. Here you'll find Alaska at its activity-filled best, with naturalist-guided hikes, mountain biking, wildlife sightings, and plenty of time to relax. Some visitors come for the day, but most stay several nights, arriving on transportation provided by each lodge. Denali National Park is like no other on Earth, and few people who visit this magnificent wilderness return unchanged.
Day 7, you transfer to the Denali Rail Depot, where you'll board a deluxe dome rail car for a scenic transfer south to the climbing town of Talkeetna. Watch for a glimpse of Mount Denali or black bears along the banks of the river. You're transferred from the rail station to Anchorage aboard your deluxe motor coach. Tonight, you'll have a included closing night dinner with your fellow travelers to talk about the great memories you've made. Day 8, your Alaska journey comes to an end with a flight out of Anchorage, but your Grand Alaska memories will last a lifetime. On behalf of all of us at Southwest Tour and Travel, we thank you for traveling with us in the past and invite you to join us for an upcoming tour. For additional information on any of our tours, call our office toll-free at 800-669-1309 or check our website at swtourandtravel.com. And this year, travel Southwest to go with the best.